We are coming to you live via Facebook streaming, via YouTube streaming, and also via Skype. Each one of you is welcomed to this live streaming. The third sutra in the stop technique says, roam about until exhausted and then dropping to the ground. In this dropping, be whole. Human mind differs from one another and it is complex. You cannot understand the mind of another person. As a result, some variations have to be made in order to work with an individual. You have to, while talking to different people, for the process of transformation, you have to look at the mind of the person and accordingly make the changes in the technique. It is basically the same as the last one. It says roam about until exhausted. If you are running, continue running. If you are jogging, if you are jumping, if you are dancing, whatsoever you are doing does not matter. How you do it, how you stop it, that is what really matters. I had told you that keep on jogging until you find that you cannot jog anymore, then suddenly stop. When desire comes, watch it and suddenly drop it. Now in this, just do whatever you are doing, run in a circle, jump, dance, until you are exhausted. Until you feel that now a single step cannot be taken anymore. But you have to understand the nature of the human mind that says now you are completely exhausted. Do not pay attention to the mind. Go on running, dancing, jumping, go on. Do not pay attention. Continue until you feel, the word is feel, not think, that the whole body is tired. Now a single step more has become impossible. If I move, I will fall. When you feel that you are falling down and now you cannot move, I am using specifically and emphasizing the word feel, not think. That body has become heavy and tired and completely exhausted. Then dropping to the ground. But in dropping, there is no planning. Be whole. Then drop. Remember, be so exhausted that dropping or the fall becomes natural, spontaneous, and happens on its own. If you continue, you will drop. The point has come. You are just on the verge of dropping. Then the sutra says drop, and in this dropping, Be whole. Do not bother about fixing, making sure that you do not hurt yourself when you fall. Nothing. Be whole. This is the central point of the technique. When you are dropping, be whole. What is meant by whole? Do not drop just according to the mind. Dropping according to the mind is just one thing. Do not try to sit. Do not try to lie down. Or when you fall, you try to adjust yourself to be in a comfortable position. Drop as a whole, as if the whole body is one and it has dropped. And you are not dropping it, because if you are dropping, then there are two parts of it. One who is dropping it, and the one that is the subject, and the object that is being dropped. In that you cannot be whole. Then you are fragmentary, divided. Drop it as a whole. Drop yourself totally, and remember the word drop. There is no need to arrange the fall. The fall down as if you are dead. You cannot do anything, you just fall down. In this dropping, be whole. If you can drop in this way, you will feel for the first time the whole being, your wholeness, and you will feel for the first time your center. Not divided, instead one and unitary. How can it happen? You have to understand the layers of the energy that body has. The first layer is the physical layer. This one is for day-to-day affairs, and it gets exhausted very easily. It depends upon the food and nourishment, and it is for the routine work. Then there is the second layer of energy. The second layer of energy is called the emotional energy or the emergency energy. Like you have a wallet in your pocket, some money you keep it hiding in a secret pocket only for the use in emergency. So the second layer is known as the emotional layer or the emergency layer. It is deeper than the first one. When you are in emergency, only then you are using this. And the third layer is the cosmic layer or the existential layer, which is infinite reservoir. The first can be easily exhausted. If I say to you run or jog, you can take 3-4 rounds and you will say, I am feeling tired. Really, you are not feeling tired. Instead, the energy that comes from the first layer is exhausted. It is no more available to you. In the morning, it will not be exhausted. In the evening, it will be exhausted, and very easily, because whole day you have been using the energy from this source, from this layer. You can feel it on your own. If your level of energy in the morning and in the evening remains the same, that means you have learned the art of going into different layers of your energy. Really, you are not feeling tired. Instead, the energy that is there in the first layer is exhausted. In the morning, it will not be so easily exhausted. In the evening, it will be exhausted very easily, because whole day you have been engaged in doing so many things. Now, this energy needs repair. You need a deep sleep. From the cosmic reservoir, it can again get energy enough to work. This is the first layer. If I tell you to run right now, you will say, I am feeling sleepy, I cannot run. And then someone comes and gives you a sudden news that one of your friend whom you have not met for decades has come, or your house is on fire. Suddenly the sleepiness is gone. There is no tiredness. You feel fresh. You start running. You start finding the ways to escape. What had happened so suddenly? You were tired, and the emergency has made you connected. The situation, the emotional, has made you connected with the second layer of the energy, and you are fresh again. This is the second layer of energy. In this technique, the second layer has to be exhausted. In the sutra, how it can be effective, the second layer has to be exhausted. The first layer has to be exhausted. Continue, and you will feel tired. Do not stop. Continue. And within a few moments, a new surge of energy will come, and you will feel again renewed, and there will be no tiredness. This I gave you example. In your own way, you can do things to feel the three layers of energy. You keeping your age factor into mind, you can do certain exercises. You can jog. You can stand up in the corner or hold the support of someone. Raise your one leg and then the second. Keep on doing this. Or you are just raising your hands up above the head and going on the toes. Anything, and you continue doing until you feel that you are exhausted. The physical, you reach to the threshold of the second layer of the energy. And this is what will help you to get a feel of the three layers of energy. It is said when people say that when we are in a group, it seems miracle, we can do so many things. There is so many activities. And you feel that it will be almost impossible to move, to do so many things. But if you are doing this alone, go to a hill, and do it alone, you will feel tired. When the first layer is finished, you will feel, now I am tired. But in a group of 4 or 5 people working together, you will feel no one is tired, so you can continue a little more. And everyone is thinking the same. No one is tired, so I should continue to do a little more. If everyone is fresh and doing, why should I feel tired? That group feeling, that feeling of togetherness gives you an impetus, and soon you will reach this threshold of the second layer. And the second layer is bigger than the first. The energy reservoir is more than the first layer, because this is the emergency layer. When the emergency layer is also exhausted, finished, only then you can reach the threshold of the cosmic energy, which the source is infinite. That is why so much exertion is needed, so much that you feel now it is going to be beyond me. The first moment you feel you are going beyond you, it is not going beyond you, it is just going beyond the first layer. When you say that I cannot do any more, I am going beyond, it is the first layer, which is the physical energy that is exhausted. And when the first layer is finished, you feel tired. Then the second layer is finished, you will feel, if I do anything now, I will be dead. So, but in the group, it becomes easy. When you are doing it on your own, fear grips you that you may fall, you may die. I will not be able to continue this further. That is the moment. That is the moment you need courage, a little courage, and you will penetrate the third, the deepest, the infinite, the cosmic layer of energy. The technique is the same. But because of the human mind, little variations are done, roam about until exhausted, and then dropping to the ground. In the dropping, be whole. I had given you an example. Gurdjieff has formed a group of 100 or so people whose purpose was to go from city to city and do the dance performance. So once he was with the group doing the performance in New York, the stage was about 4 or 5 feet higher than the ground. The dancers, in the process of dancing, reached almost to the edge, and they feel now Gurdjieff will tell them to stop. But instead Gurdjieff turned his back towards them and started lighting the cigar. But the dancers does not need to stop, so all fell from the podium, from the stage to the main hall, but no one was hurt. So when this is the falling or dropping in wholeness, you have not planned. This is what happens when we are doing the active meditations in group. Because there are so many people, we are watching one another, if this person can continue doing the things without tiredness, why can't I do? And maybe for that matter there comes a kind of a competition, and they continue to continue to remain engaged in the activity. The mind with its division in the process will disappear, and the being that is undivided, indivisible, will appear for the first time. I have explained the 3 sutras. Now it is the time to take the questions, which I will begin in tomorrow's session. Until then, take care and do have a pleasant day.